let's talk about the square from Sun to Saturn today in Synastry. So this is an interesting square because it does bring up some very deep conflicts. Because a lot of what we see worth pursuing, having, being, what we value, what is worth putting our energy into, that's going to be very different. And not just different, but conflicting. So it can be very difficult to combine lifestyles as well as contribute to each other's confidence, sense of purpose, because we'll often communicate to the other person that we find that what they're placing their confidence in or what they consider to be a worthy purpose is something that we really don't approve of. It's something that we even might find to be a stupid choice. So there's quite a lot of disapproval in general of how the other person is and what it is that they're choosing to build and pursue. It's not a very common aspect to see in relationships that flourish and we feel that there's a mutual freedom there. And this is something that we may find over the course of a little bit of time, because the outer planets kick in over the course of time. It's the inner planets that are responsible for attraction, then inner planets to outer planets, or outer planets to outer planets. Those are things that show up over the course of time after we get into layers of relating to each other. So when we start really talking about what it is that we want to build for our life, how we want to live, some of our goals, this is where we start to see those differences. And we may even try to look past some of those differences or live with some of those differences. But as time goes on, this is one that does tend to be more difficult to deal with. And the two people can develop an attitude, view of each other that we're very immovable, we're rigid, or we're stubborn, we're unwilling. So there are some negative assessments about each other that build over the course of time, and it can become more apparent that we've got some issues when it comes to agreeing what is really worth having or pursuing or being in our lifetime. So we're going to have other things that are quite compatible when it comes to worldview, pursuits, willpower, lifestyle. And this is something that we could work with if we've got other good things going on. We can work with any difficult aspect, but we want to look at difficult aspects in terms of weight and theme, cumulative effect. And if we're dealing with a relationship that's reasonably good, then we may be able to negotiate this one. But we will feel that the other person wants some things, is after some things that we just find to be ridiculous, or we would find to be a waste of time. And we have to remember to not openly communicate that to each other. We will still be communicating through our language and our attitude when we're not saying our quiet disapproval. But we want to try to stay as consciously out of each other's business as we can, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to live together, because we're not going to have a great deal of agreements about what we're going to become with this particular square. Hope that was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on Patreon if you'd like to support me. I upload regularly onto Patreon. We have live chats coming soon. My Farm and Garden series will be coming to Patreon. That is not going to be something that's available to the public. My new website is debuting next month. So if you're interested in courses that I'm offering, I suggest that you get in now, because the prices will be going up and the website will be awesome. So keep your eye out for that, and I'll be back super soon with more super cool videos.